What's up, guys? Dick in here, and Happy New Year's! Man, 2016 was such a rough year, like for life, for deaths, and to be frank, for video games. Like when I look at this list, I did not realize how bad of a year 2016 was for gaming. It was basically just apps and virtual reality, which I still like. I did order a virtual reality headset for iPhone, and I'm gonna check it out because there's a lot of free apps for that, but honestly I don't think it's quite there yet. But there was no Bethesda games at all, and this is coming from, last year the top 3 was Just Cause 3, Fallout 4, and Witcher 3. So we had no new Bethesda games. There was no new Rockstar games. There was no even a CD Projekt Red game. Witcher 3 was the game of the year last year. Witcher 3 blew me away. And it's like so crazy how my favorite companies really didn't put anything out. And really the biggest news was that Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out next year, which I bet will be on my top 5 best for 2017, which you guys are going to have to wait a year and find out. And I really hope it's better, because this year, honestly, was a letdown in gaming. It went to the point where I really have, I'm not even gaming half as hard as I was in 2005. It has been a letdown. It has been a year of renting games and returning them, and then buying games and selling them, because nothing, honestly, has been worth keeping. And honestly, this top 5 list of the best in 2016, it's kind of pathetic. So let's start it. Number 5. I cannot believe this is on here. I cannot believe this is on here, because I literally beat it in like 2 days. I had fun with it, but it had its flaws. Pokemon Sun and Moon. It hurts me. I almost wanted to throw Hyrule Warriors Legends on here, but I think I had a little bit more fun with Pokemon Sun and Moon. But yeah, Moon was good. I beat it. I hated the fact that wild Pokemon could call a buddy in and you couldn't, and then you had to kill the buddy to capture the other guy, and they constantly did that. But besides that, I do think the game was fun. It had a lot of replay value. Even after you beat the game for 30-40 hours, it had an extended story after it, so that's really, really cool. And it was a good game, but for number 5 of the best for 2016 as a Pokemon game, I mean, some of you guys, it probably was the best game. Pokemon is a good game, don't get me wrong, but it's a 3DS game. I was really hoping we'd have some really killer AAA console games instead of a AAA 3DS game, but nonetheless, I'm not going to diss it. Pokemon Moon was really good. I did really enjoy it, and that was one of the last games I played through 3DS, and probably will be, the last ones I do play for 3DS, because I sold my 3DS and we're going to move on to Switch here in a couple months. So yeah, it's going to be a 3DS killer. Let's move on to number 4. You guys won't believe it, but when we look back in 2016, there's a few games we're going to remember, but this will be one game for phones that we probably won't forget. Pokemon Go is my number 4 game for 2016. What happened 2016? Where were you, Rockstar? Where were you, Bethesda? Why did you leave us underground? I get that you guys can't make a new game every single year. I know, but Pokemon Go is the number 4 game for 2016. I still play it to this day. I think it has something to do with OCDing and having to, when I'm driving, I can collect stops and Pokeballs, because it's lacking Pokemon. I never see a Pokemon that I don't have. And even the new ones that came out, I only found the Pikachu with the hat. I found none of the new ones. I hated walking around, but God, was Pokemon Go a phenomenon for its first month. And I know a lot of people still play it. I actually recently got back into it. Now they fixed the tracker. And but I'm not back out at parks. When that game first came out, every day I went to the park and I was playing this game. It was a phenomenon, and it was free. And it was, honestly, it was pretty amazing. And I think some of you guys still play it today. Pokemon Go is going to be something we're going to look back on in 2016. And that's going to be one of the main games we remember. And that's why it's number 4 best game of 2016 for me. Number 3. Now, this is a game that I only got a weekend with, but I did order on a sale that's coming in probably today or tomorrow, and it's Battlefield 1. Now, when it comes to multiplayer, I like Battlefield. I really do. It's that type of game where you can kind of sneak around more and hide in a spot in like Conquest, which is my favorite mode, and it's not so rushed like Call of Duty. So I'm a big Battlefield type person, and I really did enjoy Battlefield. And I like the fact that if you get killed too much, you can kind of take a break and like jump in a plane, jump in a jet. You can just kind of take a breather and relax, fly around. And I really did enjoy Battlefield 1. I can't say too much more than that. I may say that Battlefield 4 was better, maybe Battlefield 3, maybe those were a little bit better, but I definitely think Battlefield 1 ranks up there with it, and it's pretty awesome. Number 2. Alright, so this one came out of nowhere, and usually when they remake a game and like kind of rebranch it and don't call it like part 5, they just call it the original title, it's usually not that great, but this one they absolutely nailed. Doom. Now, I used to play Doom as a kid along with Duke Nukem, and Doom was my favorite, and I loved it to death. And the new remake of Doom that came out in 2016 was bomb. It was great. I honestly only got it for a weekend, and I beat it. It was so fun to run around and kill stuff and to do those like finisher move kills. It was so fun, and I loved Doom to death. It was definitely worth the spot for my number 2 for 2016 Game of the Year. Now that you know that that's number 2, you guys know what number 1 is, right? If you guys watched my last videos, which was the honorable mention, you can check out the link in the description below. It had over 11 games in it. If you've seen my top 4 worst games of the year, then you know what number 1 is. And I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me. My number 1 game for 2016 is No Man's Sky. This is not a joke. I don't care what the haters say. I put well over 100 hours into No Man's Sky, and I will play it again. No Man's Sky is the exact game that I needed at the time. It was so good, and it still is, and I don't care what anyone says about Hello Games. I love you guys. Sean Murray, thank you for making my dreams come true. I have always looked up at the stars. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I've always wondered what's on that planet, what's on there. I wish I could explore that. No Man's Sky puts you on a world. You look up and see other worlds. You can get into your jet. You can fly to that world without no load time, land on that world and explore it, and do that infinitely. Yet it has a bad ending that I never got to. I tried to get to the center. I put 100 hours into it trying to get to the center. It takes that long to do it. I know there's nothing there, but that's not the point. It's not the point to get to the end. It's the journey that gets there. It's the point that I can get on that game right now, fly somewhere and land and see an epic world, see some cool ass monsters, run around a little bit, and then take off. And they recently had an update where you can base build. They have a better survival mode. They have a creator mode, and this game is just going to keep getting updates, and it's going to get better and better and better. No Man's Sky was an amazing game, and the reason it was a letdown for a lot of people is because everyone thought it was going to be this huge open world multiplayer, but I will admit he said it once. He said it once on one of the late night shows that it will have multiplayer, but if you actually kept track, he said the multiplayer was going to be like Dark Souls, which it is. You can land on a world that someone else has visited, and you can see that they name stuff, and you can see different galaxies with other people's names, and that kind of shows the hints of life in the world, but they never said it was going to be a multiplayer game that you could run around with your friends, but they might add it one day. Don't get me wrong, I think that would have been cool, but in this type of game, there's not a lot of stuff to really do with friends. It is really one of those type of games that you pick up and play for a little bit, you land on a planet, you explore it, you see what's there, and you take off and do it over and over and just enjoy that randomness. I think it was an amazing game. A lot of people disagree, but No Man's Sky was my 2016 Game of the Year, and it was great. We're getting on 10 minutes. If you've made it this far, say cheese in the comments, and I appreciate your faces. And like I said, honestly, 2016 was one of the worst years for gaming. I mean, to me, it really was. I seriously, like I said before, I didn't even play half as much games as I played in 2015. Not even by half. I kind of dropped the ball a little bit and stopped covering a lot of stuff. I kind of moved on to like different things besides games on this channel because there just wasn't enough that kept me entertained. Like, as a gamer for, 25, 30 years plus now, I need more than just, part twos of game. I need more open world games that break boundaries like No Man's Sky did. A lot of these games just didn't do it for me. They're the same stuff recycled, and they weren't even better than the stuff that previously came out. And that's like the biggest thing. Like, some of the biggest names, like I said before, Bethesda, Rockstar, CG Projekt Red, they're all making great games right now, but they take years and years. And sometimes you have those years, like 2016, that they just have to be working on the games and they can't put anything out. And I completely understand that. I just don't think 2016 was that great of a year for games. And that's my opinion on it. Let me know in the comments what your 5 top games were that you think are good in 2016. Even if it's just a couple, let me know if you agree with me. Let me know if you disagree with me. And you know what? Thanks for watching, you guys. I definitely hope I'm still doing YouTube by the end of 2017. And I definitely hope we have some better games then. Dust can fly. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much for the support. Have a great New Year's, and I'll talk to you later. Peace. Hey guys, Duck here. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys could support the channel by liking and subscribing and even leaving a comment below, it'd really mean a lot to me. And if you guys want to go the extra mile, we have a Patreon page. You can check it out in the link in the description below. And we have different goals that you guys can donate to, and it would really help keep this channel afloat. Thank you guys so much for listening. Ducks can fly, so please help us survive. Peace.